Hello there folks, welcome to Moxie Gaming Channel. It looks like Higan Eruthyll has announced a new limited time character event on their official Twitter, called New Wish, Ghost Fire, which will be available from April 14th to April 27th. During this event, the chances of getting the SSR Ranger character Rita and the SR Hoplite character Hafer will be increased. In a previous video, I created a global best tier list of Higan Eruthyll, where Rita was ranked in the S tier and placed in the top 6 rankings. If you're interested in learning more about this, be sure to check out their video. Well, let's first understand what Rita's character setting is like. We can see that she refers to herself as, "I am a weapon without emotion. Never will I quiver before the enemy, and never will I shirk my duty." So based on Rita's description, we can tell that she's a girl who grew up without emotions. Maybe she was an orphan or someone she loved hurt her deeply. I mean, look at her, how could anyone be so heartless to hurt such a beautiful woman like her? In addition, she come across as a highly disciplined and focused individual who is able to carry out your duties without being hindered by emotions. This quality can be both a strength and a weakness, as it allows her to remain composed and effective in high-pressure situations, but can also make it challenging for her to connect with others on a personal level. Perhaps we can find the answer from Rita's storyline in the game. Rita, with her ATK buff and high-burst DMG against single targets, she serves as a sub-DPS character with the ability to deal damage and knock back enemies from range. As a ranger class with pyro element, her skills and basic attacks can quickly trigger play set bonuses. Totally! Rita is definitely more suited for PvE mode and can be your team's secret weapon. You should gear her up with equipment that focuses on ATK buff and crit to maximize her damage output. Rita's entrance animation is just so cool. She charges in with her gun close to her chest, surrounded by that awesome purple aura that perfectly matches her outfit. As soon as she appeared, my heart was captured by her beauty. With a 360-degree spinning animation, she drops from the sky at breakneck speed. Her skill requires for cost to activate, but with the bullet time animation, we can clearly see the power of nature being absorbed into her giant gun. Boom! One shot and the enemy is obliterated. The impact is just so satisfying. You're amazing, I won't let anyone hurt you again. There are 2 ways to obtain Rita. The first way is through the character wish during the upcoming limited character event. The second way is by collecting fragments to unlock Rita, but you need to collect 150 fragments. You can obtain fragments by participating in the Fight Face-Off Team Fight mode, where you can collect advanced face-off chips. However, in order to unlock this mode, you need to achieve a certain cleanse rate in Chapter 4 and reach 100% completion in Chapter 4. Folks, since the limited time event featuring Rita hasn't been released yet, let me give you an example using another limited time banner. At first glance, you might think that the SSR character featured in this banner has a 50% chance of appearing, right? Well, I believe many of you haven't read the rules carefully, so let's take a look. The featured character has a 50% chance of appearing among all the characters, but what does that mean? It means that the probability of drawing an SSR character is still 2%, which remains unchanged. However, on top of that 2%, there's a 50% chance that you'll draw Rita. What? Also, please note that the pity system calculation works as follows. The initial probability remains 2%. If you don't gacha an SSR character for 50 consecutive gachas, then the probability of gacha an SSR character on the next gacha is 5.3%, and it increases by 3.3% with each subsequent gacha until it reaches 100%, where you are guaranteed to gacha an SSR character. There folks, one thing to note is that in limited character wish events, the SSR character being featured will not be added to the permanent or event banners after the event ends. So if you miss out on pulling Rita this time, there's no telling when she'll show up again. Another crucial point to consider is whether or not Rita would fit well with your current team composition. To fully utilize her high burst damage against single targets, you need to have teammates who can fully support her. For example, you'll want a tank character like Jildan to act as a shield and soak up damage from enemy attacks, ensuring that Rita can charge up her skills which require for cost to activate. Besides that, it's better to team up with some homies who can debuff enemies to protect this character so that we can make sure that Rita can unleash her high output ability safely. For instance, like Black. With his ranged attacks, he excels as a DPS character with a focus on AoE and high burst damage. As a ranger with the power of ice, he can stack the encroaching cold debuff and deal tremendous amounts of damage, making him a great choice for players looking to increase their overall damage output. Just want to add that besides debuff teammates, it's also ideal to have some AoE characters to help Rita clear enemies faster and boost the whole team's efficiency. Basil would be a good example of this. He specializes in the ice element with a focus on AoE attacks, control, dislocation, and melee combat. Basil has a strong crowd control ability and is particularly suitable for Guardians. Of course, Fiend and Liv are also good choices. And lastly, having teammates with support abilities can also enhance Rita's survivability and output, maximizing her value. For example, Nuno. Classified as a healer, she is proficient in healing and shielding allies from a distance. She belongs to the Adiatrix class and wields the power of Anemo. In addition to providing healing, she can also debuff enemies. Nuno is an excellent support character due to her ability to heal all allies and grant shields. If you don't have Nuno, then I recommend Rocco as a good alternative choice. Finally, one thing I want to remind you is that if you're in free-to-play players, it's gonna be tough to get Rita without having 70 to 80 star sigils. Of course, if you're lucky enough to get her within the first 50 pulls, please drop a comment below and let me know you're a blessed angel. Now, if you're a dolphin or a whale, don't miss out on the monthly card deal. It's only $4.90 and the value is pretty good. You'll receive 300 Genesis Dubriones instantly, and then you'll get another 60 Genesis Dubriones every day for 30 days. That's a total of 2,100 Genesis Dubriones. And if you suddenly change your mind, you can use 1650 Genesis Dubriones to buy a character skin. So it's definitely worth considering. It goes without saying that the above reflects the Mox Gaming channel's opinions. Don't forget to subscribe and like Mox Gaming channel. Thank you for watching this video. See you next vid.